Hi, this is Michael Spokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. Today we are dealing with part 3 of the topic that speaks about how to know when becoming a people's pleaser. How to know when you are now waning into becoming a people's pleaser. And I've said this in advance that it is not palatable to become a people's pleaser. It's not the right thing at all because you lose yourself in the process. You lose the essence of life, the essence of who you are, the essence of your purpose, and particularly your destiny as well, because people's pleasers have found themselves in the destinies of others. People's pleasers have found themselves in the pathway of others. And I must emphasize the fact that people's pleasers are easily being used by others to fulfill their own purposes. And you find yourself pleasing the people by your own time, sacrificing your own time, sacrificing your own money, sacrificing your own resources in order to please people, and you are helping them to fulfill their own purposes, and your own purpose is stagnant and not progressive at all. So people's pleasers are actually at disadvantage, and that is the reason why, as a young man, I want to emphasize to you that avoid becoming a people's pleaser, because that will actually be a disadvantage to you. Now, the fact that you are falling into becoming a people's pleaser, you'll realize that by being desperate to be praised, to feel valuable. That if nobody praises you, you feel you're not valuable. If nobody says you're beautiful, you don't feel beautiful. If nobody says you are handsome as a young man, you don't feel handsome. If nobody says you're smart, you feel like you're inadequate. Now, this is a problem, because if you are going to look for praise from everybody, there are people that are just dull and not able to appraise others. There are people that are just cold naturally, and they will never appreciate anything from anybody. They will never praise you. You'll try a new hairstyle, nobody will praise you. You'll come up with a new label clothing, and nobody praises you. You come with a new car and come and show them, nobody is praising you. Now, there are people that just don't praise people. Now, therefore, if you are going to rely on people praising you in order for you to feel valuable, so you're going to suffer, you're going to feel invaluable at all times. You're going to feel worthless. And that is why some of the young men have taken away their own lives, because they feel nobody appreciates them. They feel nobody praises them when they've done right or when they've done good. I want to urge you as a young man that don't rely on the praises of the people. So do that which is good for you. Do that which is in line with your purpose and your destiny. And when you do that, it may not be appreciated. It may not be applauded or even praised by people. But some of the people, remember, they don't praise you because they are jealous. And you cannot control the feeling of others about you. You cannot control also the jealousy that people are having against you. So you cannot control them. That is external of you. That's not within your control. So please learn not to worry about things that are out of your control. There are those things that you cannot change. There are those things that you cannot control. So therefore, don't worry about things that you cannot control. So make sure that if people don't praise you, you do it anyway. Because you must find a mechanism yourself to applaud yourself, to praise yourself, to tell yourself. Because self-confirmation, or self-affirmation rather, is very important. You cannot wait to be affirmed by people always. Because as I said, people are engaged with their own things. People are busy in this world with their own issues as well. They're concerned about their own things. Now, if you are waiting for them to affirm you, there's nobody's going to affirm you, because people are not having time to be looking around of what other people are doing. Maybe that which you're doing and you're expecting praise from other people, they are not even aware that you have done that. They're not aware even that you are doing something like that. And that is why they are saying nothing. It's because they are not even aware. They've been busy with their own things to an extent that they are not even aware. So please, if you are going to survive by praises of people, you are a human pleaser. You are a people's pleaser. And when you are a people's pleaser, you are actually destroying yourself because it's not everybody who will be pleased by what you do at all times. Now, the other thing that will show you, that will be a sign for you that you are now slowly getting to become a people's pleaser, is when you feel responsible for the feelings of others. Now, there are people that really, you get into the feelings of others and you become responsible. When others are feeling bad in their lives, when they are having a bad day, for instance, you feel like it is you who have made them to have a bad day. You always blame yourself. You always point a finger at yourself. You must look at couples, for instance, whereby the other spouse is forever feeling guilty that the other spouse doesn't look well, or that the other spouse doesn't look happy. You feel responsible for that. Now, if they are miserable on their own, that they've woken up in a bad mood on their own, there's nothing that will change. So please don't be responsible for the feelings of others. Don't be responsible for the moods of others. If they didn't wake up well, it's their own business. If they are waking up angry and they are miserable as they wake up, and there are people like that. Don't feel responsible for that. It's not you, and it cannot be you, and don't make yourself to be miserable because of that. So people choose how they feel. People choose their feelings themselves. Now, don't be responsible. Be responsible for your own feelings, because that is exactly what you can control. And I've said earlier that don't stress about things that are beyond you. Don't stress about things that you cannot control. Don't stress about things that you cannot change. There are other people that are the way they are. They feel the way they feel just because they want to feel that way. So please don't feel responsible about other people's feelings, because when you do so, you want to please people. You are a people's pleaser, and a people's pleaser always are actually shortchanging themselves by feeling responsible about feelings of others. If somebody kills themselves because they felt like killing themselves, so don't stress and feel like, what did I contribute towards them committing suicide? If they committed suicide because of their own stresses, don't put yourself in it. I know of many people that are living in guilt feelings because their partner has killed themselves, or even their brothers have killed themselves, or any other person next to them have committed suicide. You start now worrying about that and taking responsibility of that, even though you know it is not because of you, it's not because of what you've done, but you're stressed about that. Now, I want to say to you, if you are falling slowly into that, you must know that you're becoming a people's pleaser, and that's a dangerous terrain to be in. So please don't be people's pleaser, because as you do so, you are actually destroying yourself to become a subject of other people, and you'll find yourself actually depressed, stressed because of other people's feelings that you cannot control at all. People's pleasers, you'll find yourself becoming extremely lonely in the absence of the people. If there are no people around you, you become very lonely and you become extremely lonely. That's becoming people's pleaser, because you want to always feel that people are giving you attention. You want to feel always that people are here, they're observing what you're doing, people are here, people are caring for you. Listen to this. I want to tell you that not many people care as much as you think, and that not many people that will care for you like you care for them. So therefore, be aware that it's not everybody who will care for you. It's not everybody who will be concerned about what you're going through. So therefore, don't feel lonely when people are not there. Make sure that you keep yourself focused with your own destiny. Keep yourself focused with your own purpose in life. And when you are busy with your own purpose, you're not worried about people around or not, because you're forever busy with what you're doing. But when you start to get worried about so-and-so is not phoning me anymore, and so-and-so is not visiting me anymore, my family is not calling me, my family is not concerned about me, they don't invite me to their parties, and all those things that you start worrying about what other people are doing. If they decide not to invite you to their party, be happy and be alone. but not lonely. Because loneliness is not as a result of being alone. Loneliness is a spiritual thing that internally you have got no peace. And when you don't have peace inside of you, you'll feel lonely even in the midst of other people. And when you are alone, you'll find that you become even worse, lonely. But loneliness is not as a result of absence of people. Remember, as I say, loneliness will only be the absence of peace inside a human being. So please be careful as a person, be careful as a young man, that you don't actually subject yourself to loneliness at all times, because loneliness is not the absence of people. Loneliness is absence of peace inside of you. Get your peace back and make sure that you are actually, even when you are alone, not lonely at all. I want to end up here today. Your host, Makonas Pukani. That was part 3 of this great topic. And I hope you've learned something out of this. And you will subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you will like our page, and make sure as well that you follow us as we deal with such topics each day. But please join us tomorrow as we deal with part 4 of this great topic. May the good Lord bless you, and cheers for now.